And we're live.
So, Juji, when did you get really into lifting and fitness and whatnot? Like, it's clear you did probably when you were much, much younger, but when did it become a total obsession and just passion?
Pretty much immediately. I mean, it was instant. When I started training when I was 14, it just changed everything for me. I started lifting weights when I was like 15 because my parents got me a gym membership across the street. They're like, "Oh, stay there until we pick you up after school." I was like, "You can work out or you can just sit there." I was like, "Well, why wouldn't I just try working out?" I just started lifting weights. I'm like, damn, I loved it. I can't remember not liking it when I started it. Yeah.
Have you had like any long-term injuries from it? Do you have a back that always gets you, an elbow that's always troublesome? Like, has it all been good?
It's all been good. I've had a lot of injuries because it's just the amount of time I've been doing it, but I'm really smart with injuries. So I'm pretty good at, I'm better than most people at taking care of that type of thing.
In the circles that you sort of travel in, do you ever see those guys with the Synthol arms and stuff?
I've put Synthol in someone's arm before, actually.
What the fuck?
Wait.
Well, how do you get it in your tricep? I don't know. Jesus Christ! Can you do it for me? So then you get a giant 5 ml syringe full of coconut oil from Dave Palumbo's website. Yeah, and you just stick it in the dude's tricep and just like, this is that's a lot of oil. I know you're big, but this is still a lot of oil going into this.
Come on.
Do you not feel it? Do you not feel it? Do you want me to heat it up before I put it in your arm?
Juji, tell me if you agree with this. I feel like Synthol is a little like CGI in that, like,
I never heard that one.
Hear me out. If you use too much of it, or if it's not done well, it's grotesque and obvious and terrible. However, if you use it right, if you get it just the right doses, like people who are 90% bicep and 10% thin Synthol pull it off, and people don't even know it was Synthol. It's just a little extra.
Yeah, from what I understand about it, it actually helps muscle grow. Like, it's not just like temporary cosmetic. You put in the muscle and there's a lot of pressure it puts there, and then it's that pressure is what signals the muscle cells to start growing. So it could actually augment muscle growth, I think, in itself. It's not just like something that's there that makes it look bigger. So, but if you do it poorly, it starts leaking out of your shoulder when you're on stage. A big white pus just coming down your shoulder, when you're sitting there doing it.
That's what you're thinking of.
No. Yeah, Google image Synthol accident posing.
What
routine,
if it's not sterile? Like, what if it's not sterile when you put it in there? And
then you're effed. Yeah, you're in a lot of trouble then, I'm sure.
I mean, Juji tried Synthol on his ankles. He's always been wanted bigger.
Why would you put Synthol on your ankles?
Bigger ankles.
I never even thought about that. That's pretty good.
A lot of these people using Synthol clearly do not work out at all.
Oh, a lot of them.
Are injecting a huge amount. There's this guy in Russia. And this is it says he might have to have both arms amputated unless he the amount of Synthol he has. Good. What an absolute asshole.
Taylor, I saw have you ever seen the slap contests? I probably Kyle has.
Another one where the
Synthol kid was in that.
So there was a Synthol guy in it. Maybe Juji saw it too, and I think I just heard him. And I'm like, what are you doing here? All these people have real muscles, and you have Synthol arms. What? Have you deluded yourself into thinking those arms are strong?
I saw an MMA fighter with Synthol arms, and it was he comes out and he's got the giant Synthol arms, and the other guy's just like looks like a fucking Russian killer or something like that, and he's just like, I'm gonna fuck you up. He does. He just beats the shit out of the guy, and the guy's laying there with his big balloon arms, like fucking Popeye on his face.
Yeah. So we're all thinking of terrible Synthol. But Juji, is it right that a lot of people use Synthol and they just lack a little definition but they used it in moderation?
I had no idea that it actually helped muscle growth. I thought it was like purely a vanity thing for people who wanted larger muscles. And the people who inject it into their chest.
So Taylor, I was
just looks like tits.
It's the extreme cases that everyone sees that look really bad, but we know a handful of bodybuilders that just use small amounts that just make lagging body parts look a little bit better.
Just keep a gnome in the closet to put it in their triceps when no one else is around.
Right?
This is my Synthol gnome over here. Hey, give him a name. We'll name him Larry. Larry the Synthol gnome. Come over here, load it up, put it in I can't reach back there. What if you had to stick it on your lats or something? I don't know how you get it back there.
You'd
in
have
the
to have a
same
friend.
way that you don't notice good CGI, you don't notice good Synthol. You just think that
That's true.
his 6 abs are all the same size for some reason.
Call me crazy, but I don't think it's
Synthol-
Synthol.
Oh God.
I'm just thinking of all the crazy places you can put it now. You were mentioning your ankles. You're talking about putting your abs.
It's why my dick is 14
I ever
inches
think
long.
about people doing this is like what arms, shoulders. People put. I guess they put in their legs too. Yeah, I never even thought about that. God, let's just get a second
That's
mortgage.
fucking gross.
Let's get some Synthol, bro. Let's do it soon.
Tom, it's been, I've watched the channel long enough to see you kind of get into lifting a bit, and you're noticeably way bigger than you were just a couple of years ago. Were you resisting for a bit when you started the channel, getting into lifting the way Juji was, and then you finally gave in, or were you always kind of behind the scenes lifting with him?
I was always behind the scenes, but I did not live in the same place as Juji for the first about year we worked together. I lived in New York, he lived in North Carolina, and I would just travel back and forth. So I think I was doing yoga a lot. I think I did a lot of handstands, and that doesn't make you that much bigger, So I've always been pretty fit, but I didn't do bodybuilding or arms or anything like that till it worked with John. And then I just kind of got around all these guys and realized I needed to be a little bit bigger to be somewhat less smaller than them. So
The math checks out.
Well, that's a difficult challenge because a lot of the videos you're doing, you're like, hey, here I am with Juji, who's huge and ripped, and here I am with a 6'10" power lifter and another 6'8" power lifter, and you just got to feel like a bitch standing next to all of them, right?
See, I'm like the Chihuahua with massive amounts of confidence and no reason to have any fear of looking like an idiot. I've been ridiculed across all of the fitness channels for looking like I sat like this this one. I sat like this on Brian Shaw's channel, and I mean there were 90% of the comments were just telling me how gay I was.
That's understandable. I hate when you sit like that.
Yeah, I mean, but I like
especially
when
in the
I
shorts.
sit like that. Yeah, the shorts.
The shorts don't help even a little.
What's about these shorts? What's the problem?
You didn't have anything less manly to wear?
I felt comfortable in these guys.
No, you look good. Your quads are looking big.
Nice.
Your taters are filling in.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, these are the longest shorts I have. So
I got those Bruce Jenner shorts over there.
Hey, it's Caitlyn.
Caitlyn Jenner shorts now.
Bruce Jenner wore those though. Caitlyn has a
I
different
suspect
wardrobe.
Caitlyn might have them.
Yeah, Caitlyn didn't have it until the 2000s. Yeah, you're right. Those are Bruce Jenner.
No, Caitlyn Jenner shorts are much more manly than those.
Oh, thanks. But that's the thing is that we get a lot of comments like, why am I in this video and why am I doing this stuff? And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Juji and I just put ourselves in this place, and then I'm just working out with these guys, and I don't really I understand that Thor's the strongest man in the world, but I'll still try to pick up a stone, some natural stone in a weird Icelandic place with him, and I think that's what makes it fun.
There's a vibe in your channel that I like, where you guys look, Juji in particular, like you can alpha 99% of the time. But on your videos, you find yourself in the beta role a whole lot. Like, hey, here I'm gonna mountain climb with a professional mountain climber, and there's no there's no lack of humility there. It's like, this guy's actually better at this than me. Or here, I'll try strongman contest against the strongest man in the world, and I dig it. It's a cool, humble vibe. It's a good show.
I do like that vibe about your guys' channel a lot, but also it's like it'll be Juji with some 110-pound rock climber. I remember watching those videos and being really interested. That kid was great at rock climbing.
I'm looking at it.
At the end of the day, when you walk out of the rock climbing gym, he's a 115-pound kid, and you look like an Adonis. You're just enormous walking out of there, and that's what you prefer.
I remember Juji. Help me with the guy's name. I'm so bad with it. Is it Magnus? He's
Magnus.
Yeah. Oh, that guy's so cool. I really
Probably
like
a small
Great
guy.
YouTube channel.
So here I'm
Little
still
Magnus,
going.
they call him.
Yeah, Magnus is amazing, man.
When your parents name you Magnus, you really only have one career path, right? Like,
Yeah. So you need to sail to England and steal virgins.
Yeah.
So
Like,
Magnus
cool, man.
is wearing a vest that makes him the same weight as Juji, and he still out climbed him. And I was like,
I was so excited that video, man.
That was a cool
because I was
video.
like, finally, it's even. Like now, I'm like super motivated to like really be competitive. I like to be competitive, but sometimes it's like there's no way I can even move Devin Larratt's arm in an arm wrestling match. It's just like let's go, let's. But you're not going to get anywhere. I freaking thought I was going to get somewhere with this. I
wasn't
thought
even
him
close.
putting a weight vest on. I was like, I honestly thought in my head that I might be able to beat him. Whip my ass.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't know where to put my money before watching that video, right? Because you got a lot of strength on him, but he still won.
Very little technique on him.
He ran a V6 or a V7 wall wearing a 110-pound vest or something.
Yeah, and you say Juji has no technique, but it was not his first day climbing, right? He's had some coaching. He's better than he used to be,
A little
and
bit.
you know, it's
Yeah,
not
I
as
mean,
good
I
as-
was okay. I wasn't too bad.
But it was definitely his best climbing session ever, actually.
And I still got my ass kicked.